Hey guys, it's Kelsey. I'm back with another scrapbooking process video, and today's prompt for Scraptember is paper tearing. So I love doing paper tearing on papers. So I'm going to try and find a couple ways to use it on this one, so I'm not using the same types of stuff that I normally do. Right away you can see that I'm adding both of these photos together on some white, and I went ahead and just tore the bottom of that mat just to go ahead and start in with the tearing prompt and to start with some texture. I pulled out it's either crepe paper or Maggie Holmes. I always mix up which one it is. But this is the Gather collection, and I'm just pulling in this pinky floral and a scrap of this green. I really kind of wanted some Eastery colors and to include some florals, so I really liked this contrast. So I'm thinking I'm going to do something like this where I have these photos sitting on this horizontal bit. I tore the bottom of that green layer as well, and I just want to add a couple elements here to make it interesting. So there are a bunch of like ticket strips that come in this collection on one of the cut apart sheets. So I did go ahead and grab one of those. I'm just using my hole puncher to punch the little curved sections between all the tickets so it looks more authentic. I really like how that looks, but I just think that helps accentuate the horizontal look. It pulls some yellow in from that floral. But I just like that there's a different kind of shape there. And I wanted some edges straight and some edges torn so they weren't all torn, so that ticket kind of gives you that straight edge look in between all the torn sections. I also have this Maggie Holmes gold sticker sheet that's been in my stash forever. I always forget about it because I leave it with my Maggie Holmes and crepe paper stuff. And I don't use those products that often, so I often forget about this gold sticker sheet, but I thought it would be really nice to pull in a gold metallic. I don't have any ephemera for this collection, so any Maggie Holmes products I can use while I'm using this paper pad, I would like to. So there's a couple tickets and some other gold layering elements I think will be nice to create a little visual triangle. I'm thinking I will create a little cluster to the right of the photos here, so I went ahead and fussy cut one of the frames that were on another piece of pattern paper, and I really wanted to use this this bird paper. I thought it complemented the floral really nicely, but I thought it was a really sweet layer, also very Eastery without being Easter themed. So I'm just tearing a section of that as well to add underneath all of these horizontal layers. And then I really wanted to do a torn peekaboo at the top of the page just for another torn technique. So I have this whole section at the upper right hand side of the page where there's not really anything going on. And I'm just tearing a little triangle, and I'm going to back this again with that bird paper just so I have that pattern on each side of the layout, and then it just backs that little area. But I think that's really sweet. I love doing torn peekaboos like this, so that was a way around that. I'm just tearing off the excess here, but I'm thinking I'll have a little mini cluster inside that peekaboo to kind of create that visual triangle. I have this frame in the lower right hand, I have this peekaboo the top right hand corner, and so I think my third cluster will be to the left side right above the photos, and that will kind of create that visual triangle that I really like to do. So I'm just going to finish matting this. I wanted a little peek of that green pattern up there too, that way it's balanced from the layer on the bottom, so I just added a scrap of that up there in the little peekaboo. And now I'm looking at my gold sticker sheet again, trying to figure out what I want to use. I thought about doing a gold ticket in each of these areas, and I think that would have looked really nice. But it's Easter. It's not like a event that we needed tickets for. So I didn't want to overdo the ticket motif because I already have the strip of tickets and the little memories ticket in the one cluster. So I decided to do something different and use this little peaked circle. I just trimmed it in half, and I'm just going to have a piece of it tucked into my last two clusters for a different shape. And then I did go ahead and add another little fussy cut green frame just to pair with the pink frame I have on the right side. So I really like that because I have the pink frame over the green pattern paper and the green frame over the pink pattern paper, and that just makes my eye happy. And now I'm going in trying to figure out my title. I knew I wanted a gold title because I have these gold embellishments, but I didn't really have I kind of needed a smaller title. I really wanted to do a 2 font title that said Easter at Grandma's. And so I didn't really want a lot of big letters. So I did go through this little Recollections gold alpha booklet, and there were several different options. So I ended up just using the tile alpha for Easter at, and then I used the little circular alpha. I popped all of those up on some foam so they'd have a little bit of dimension for the grandmas, and I really like that because together it reads Easter at Grandma's. And I really like the white with the gold because I think it helps draw your attention to it. The background could read kind of busy, so I think if I had a normal alpha that wasn't on a solid color block or shape like the tile alphas are, I think it could have been hard to read with the floral behind it. So I think those 2 alphas are really good options. And I don't want to embellish too much. I kind of like the simplicity of this one. There's a lot going on with just the pattern alone. And I don't feel like I need journaling because I feel like the title's pretty self-explanatory. But I do want to just do a couple little enamel dots as my finishing touch. So I went through my little freckled fawn enamel dot stash. There were a couple greens and pinks that I thought went really well. So I'm just adding a little cluster to all 3 of my little visual triangle clusters. And I did the pink ones down with the pink frame and the green ones up by the green frame, but I kind of wanted a little mix up here in this last little torn peekaboo section. So I think that's a cute little touch, and I'm tidying up a little bit while I think if I want to add anything else. I think the only thing I go in and do is some Heidi Swapp Gold Color Shine just to bring a little bit more gold to the background. But other than that, that's it. I love the torn paper prompt. I'm really excited to see how everyone else used it. There's a Scraptember playlist in the description that has all the Scraptember videos for this month, so you can feel free to check that out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.